Hey guys, Ray from loveyrv.com, and I've just completed fixing the dreaded leak in the slide out floor. Now, it wasn't any problem with the roof. I've put a turn-on tape up there, be very proactive in preventing leaks, and I didn't get any problems with seams or anything. I think what happened is a default in the way they make these slides. This is a 2011 Keystone Cougar. And basically they just let the water drop off the roof, goes down the sidewall, down to the bottom here. And then you can see there's no real flashing. They have this kind of trim piece here that covers the edge of the fiberglass. And then you can see the boarding of the slide floor is right here. That's the edge of a piece of plywood. And it's covered in this kind of water resistant material, but water can get in there. And once the water over the years, this is 8 years old, I guess it slowly wicked its way through. And recently I discovered at the other end, this one is okay at this end, but at the other end of my slide down there, it was feeling all spongy. So finally I took it all apart and had a look, and sure enough I had a small section of rot going on, so I've had to repair that end. This end so far is still firm, thank God. So I'm gonna have to repair I'm gonna put a flashing on that. But the reason this end is probably okay is because we like to tip the back a little bit down so it raises the front of the fifth wheel a little bit, and just for sleeping, so only like maybe an inch or so, but basically the water runs off the back. So let's go inside and I'll show you the damage I've discovered, and then we'll go through how I'm going to repair the failure. So the leak is right in that corner over there, right at the floor underneath this daybed. This is a daybed I built a few years ago to replace the OEM kind of jackknife couch they had sitting there. It's been a really good thing over the years. So I'm just going to disassemble that, pull the drawer out, move that out of the way so I have access to that whole area of the slide, so I can start removing all the old wet and rotted wood. Okay, daybed out of the way, get the flooring peeled back a bit. Maybe a closer look here. I've already removed from the bottom quite a bit of the rot, just with a utility knife and some of my hand. It was pretty got everything that would just pull out. See, it's still spongy there. So it's not a huge area. You can see this slide's pretty big. Just the last probably little foot at the end there. So I'm going to cut out a section of the old wood there, just to the point where the water hasn't gotten to, so I'll have good wood from then on, and then I'll be able to put a patch in there. What I plan to do is lay down a big sheet of plywood all under the daybed. A good 3/4 inch piece of plywood will be on this floor, and then that at that end will give me something to attach the bottom piece to. But I'll attach it to the bottom of the wall on the frame there. Also, there's kind of a big steel tube stringer that will help support it as well. So let me peel some of that stuff back, and I'll get to work cutting out all the old rotted area. So definitely the worst part was all in this corner here and along here. So it really makes me think that what I think of is the water coming down, and on a heavy rain it's dripping under and wicking up slowly, moving in, especially at that corner, because the slide kind of tilts out a bit, and a lot of times on most campsites we're a little nose high. We just like that for sleeping, and so all the slide roof water ends up coming down in that corner, so that makes sense. I also have to check that it's not coming down from these windows, like if there's a leak along any of these windows here and coming down in there. So I'm gonna saw out this portion. You can see there was a seam where they joined the boards here actually. So I'm going to cut along that, and just cut over to about there for now, and then we'll explore up into the walls. I'll pull some of the wallboard out and kind of try to peer up there and see if it's water coming down or wicking under like I think it is. I don't know about this edge here. The wood still feels pretty good along there, so I'll have to explore that more on the bottom. So we'll cut this out with my new hacksaw. Hacksaw does a pretty good job. Now I got my multi-tool with a little plunge clip blade, so it can help me clean things up. Well, got it opened up a lot more. A lot of that wood rot out of there. I decided to cut a bit of my paneling off because this is hidden behind the daybed, and I can always put a piece of trim later. The old multi-tool is good for that. Kind of a universal type blade. Cuts into that, makes those nice cuts easy. And then there's a lot of these nails and staples. So I have these old van pliers that I got for a review years ago, and this lineman one's been really good. They're just great for pulling out, getting a hold of things and yanking out stuff, like these little nails they got into the aluminum here, just like that. Very handy tool. So another reason I took this off was so I could see if I was getting any leaks from the windows above, but everything looks really dry, at least along that side. Then this is the outer wall. Got the foam in there, and I see no signs of leaks from above, so everything was getting wicked up below. So it has to be the water coming underneath and just wetting the wood, and the wood slowly rotting from the corner here. Got it all out of here. So I'm going to have this as a support, and the wood gets screwed into this bottom aluminum stringer along here. The only crappy part of this job is going to be right here. I'm going to have to replace this because in this corner it's just gotten too rotten, and that's a major support point for the slide. You can actually see how the wood is sort of sagging down there, and it's rotting right into there, so I'm going to have to replace that area there. Okay guys, continuing on this project here. So I've cut out this section right at the end. The way I did that is I used my 20-ton jack, big block of wood, to raise it up, and I put the jack right underneath this aluminum stud here and just jacked it enough so that I could get the piece out. Used my utility multi-tool here just to carefully cut that last section there so I didn't hurt any of the carpet or the rubber underneath. It actually moves, you can move it around there. And I just use it's got a screwdriver as a shim in there just to hold it while I get the new piece in place. Went down to Home Depot and had them perfectly cut me with their big saw. A nice 17-inch. I ended up with needed a 17-inch by 44 3/4 to match that. So what I'm going to do with this piece, on the advice of some commenters, is I'm going to take some epoxy resin and totally coat this piece of plywood with that before I install it in here. So if you ever wondered what the slide runs on, they usually just have the carpet, but at each end they have kind of a plastic slider piece there, and it slides along. You can see where I put this metal strip in because I took quite a bit of the carpeting out of here. I didn't like the carpeting, so but I left a strip of carpeting for it to ride on. Looks like it's kind of gotten dirty over the years because the road can wash sometimes a bit of water or dust, especially in the desert. Dust gets in everywhere. There's my piece of plywood drying there with the epoxy on. So I use this stuff called West Systems. Got it at a local marine, epoxy resin. And then it's a two-part thing. You put in some hardener as well. So I did this the whole surface and all around the outside with a couple coats. Then I'll install that, and then I'll do the same on top. And then I'm also going to coat the underneath and the edges of the wood that I'm going to put down. So I'll see how far that lasts. I'll try to coat that whole top piece of plywood as well, and some of the plywood of the floor inside. Okay, moving along. You can see I've put some of that epoxy resin on this top board. Also coated this board both sides really well with the epoxy resin, especially the outside and all the corners of the board. And I got some heavy-duty kind of tarping material, trying to match what they used. Actually, I have a little thicker than what they used here. And didn't do too much on the top because there's going to be a board going down on it, but underneath it looks pretty good. And you can see at the back here, I was able to put 2 of those lag bolts through that steel bar that runs along the underside of the slide there, so it fixes the board to it pretty well. And then all up in there I ran screws into the aluminum beam along there. So board's all in there good. I'm just getting ready to put down my top board that's going to sit on top of this, and then I'm going to screw it all down onto these boards, kind of sandwich it. But it's coming along. At the end here, I didn't bother. They put kind of an angle here where the slide comes in, I guess, so when you walk on it there's no lip. But there's that sofa bed sits on here, so I wasn't going to do the lip thing, so I just left it like that, because once the mat is on it, it'll hang over it anyway, and it's in the corner here, you won't see much of it. Oh, and this dark strip along here, the integrity of the wood is still good. I think what's happened with that is when we're in really cold areas, so you get some condensation behind here on the wall, on the inside of the wall, and it probably drips down and just lands on the wood, and it's just kind of stained the wood a bit, but it's not rotting it. I had lots of that epoxy resin, so I decided to coat both sides of this interior plywood as well. Never know if I might get some water in on it, might protect the plywood from rotting. And also I went and put a bunch of screws in it. These are 8 times 1 1/4 wood screws. So I sunk them in all over the place, so it's biting into the wood underneath and the new piece. Not much left in here to do. Let that dry, and then I can put the daybed back on top of it. Everything else is going to be on the outside. I'm going to go outside and put some screws in from below too, kind of really sandwich those pieces together. And I'm going to install some flashing on the outside, try to prevent those drips from happening in the future. Daybed back in position. If you missed my renos a few years ago, I made this daybed. Got rid of the old jackknife sofa that was in here, and the only thing I kept was the drawer. I liked the drawer that was in the sofa, so they kind of watch weight. I don't want to put too much weight in the slide, so the drawer is kind of a zero-sum game. That was in there by the OEM manufacturer. And then it had a jackknife sofa which had some wood and also a metal frame for the twin bed that was in it. So I kind of am pretty close to equal with this wood daybed. The bottom just has a very thin layer on it, and we only use it to store blankets, a couple very light suitcases in case we have to travel. That's basically all we put in there. Not much anything as far as weight, just stuff that takes up volume. And also we used to have 4 chairs on this dining table, so we got rid of 3 of those chairs, so it kind of saved some weight there. So overall I think the slide is pretty close to what it was as far as the manufacturer furniture that was in here. Okay, all done for the inside. Let's go check out the outside now and I'll show you what I've done out there. So here's the outside. Kind of finished up the trim and everything here. But you can see this, I got a piece of aluminum angle bar here, and it's 1/16 inch thick and it's 2 inches each way. So 2 inches was enough to get in behind here and in behind the actual fiberglass. So now in the water, if it did get in behind here, it would come out, the fiberglass lip extends over the flashing. Maybe I'll show you a bit of video footage of before I put this piece on. Just like that. So now when the water comes down, it's going to roll off of that, but it's going to have a drip edge here, be able to drip off, and it even goes in 2 inches. That seems to be what they're doing now with the modern rigs. Just let me show you my neighbor's rig here. So I had a look at his slide, see what they do. It's I think it's a reflection. But you can see in his, they've actually put in a plastic piece here. Basically what I'm doing with the aluminum, they've installed a plastic on that, so fix that problem. There's the underside view. So there's the piece I put in, and we got a seam right here now. You can see where I've driven some screws along here. So there, that's being cinched back up into the plywood above. And there is the 2 lag bolts that come through on there. And then my flashing that comes under there. So I'm thinking between that flashing and the fact that I've done epoxy resin all over the plywood, I should be okay. So let me just go in and we'll run the slide in a few times, make sure everything's operating properly. Looking good, looking good. So there you go. All back in business with a solid floor again. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, Ray from loveyourrv.com. Happy trails, everyone. Cheers. Get back to enjoying this fine summer weather we're having lately.